game 2 is just as close and just as tense. And honestly, I'm going to say... Ooh, hang on, I may have jinxed. I was going to say Alliance because I want us to go game 3. Usually if I do that, though, it gets jinxed. So I don't know. Maybe I don't say anything.
You're not that important. Don't worry about it. Yeah, your decision isn't going to change the outcome of the match.
All right, so I should say Alliance, because then if I'm right, I'm right. But then if I'm wrong, then it proves you wrong, and it shows that I am actually... Am I, though? Because I feel like I'm thinking pretty well. I actually think that's some pretty good logic there, because then you're like...
Some next level stuff, huh?
Yeah, maybe. I'm big braining you right now.
Uh-huh.
Just give me a good game of Dota. That's all we're looking for.
We got a good one in game 1, so...
Come on. What do you mean? Am I asking for too much? I want every single game to be just as exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Radiant.
Okay. I'm going to say Dire, just because.
Okay, screw you. just why not go away from me? Let's see how this Morphling's going to play as well with the changes, with the adaptive strike and the attribute shift as well. What Charlie's going to look to skill build. Of course, he's Grandmaster, so another one of his better heroes that he's getting to play.
I'm assuming he's going to put at least 1 point in the adaptive strike this lane, just because, again, you're laning into something where Jakiro doesn't secure range creeps. You've got very low attack range, and your spells are damage over time, not a big nuke. So Morphling, unless he's going to waveform into this lane, which is basically suicidal, I think he's going to need that adaptive strike just to be able to secure it. And then, of course, you get the added benefit of having the bonus strength or Agi coming through. We're actually instantly just going to go in onto Handskin, even with that dual breath applied to them.
Is this a lane where we're going to see some early level in the Ice Path as well?
I mean, I think 1 point Ice Path is always going to be value, right?
Sure.
It's just a matter of... I just saw how close that creep camp is in the bottom lane.
It's crazy. Yeah.
How the hell does that happen?
I don't know.
That was the easiest pull of all time.
Oh, trust me, man. Some supports will still mess it up, and one on the panel right now on the cast definitely will.
No, there's no panel, so I can't understand who that might be.
All right, leave me alone. Leave me alone. We've let's kind of speak about mid real quick before we get the level 2s up top. Looks like Chuen. It should have a fine time versus the Viper, right? You could just play from afar, don't really have to worry. Should be able to secure your CS relatively easily.
It's fine, but like you have to be a little careful of going in too deep, because he's got 1 point in that corrosive skin. It means that you're not going to be able to retreat and use the bottle while Viper's trying to catch up to you, and maybe that's going to be the extra little bit that Mobe needs to be able to get those poison attacks in onto you. I mean, we know how strong Viper is around those odd timings, and well, he's level 3 now, so you can see he's even just playing on the Radiant side of the river in that mid lane to be able to bully Chuen away. But top lane seems like where a lot of the action is happening quite early on.
And it will now.
The Hill Troll Berserker.
You've got those level 2s, right? So you've got the telekinesis into the stun. And a lot of burst potential as well.
I mean, even just Pleb not putting a single point into the Essence Shift, realizing that, hey, I actually don't really want to be getting too many right clicks in this lane, because that's what's going to lead me to die. You know, it's just about making sure you've got that escape potential. Is Ponlo? Oh, they might have been able to bait out a Dark Pact from him if he stayed just that little bit longer. But with Pleb standing up there, not getting a lot of the lane experience, at least they're pushing the lane back a little bit here with the pull. Nicely done by Ponlo, though, to quickly clear that one out. You gonna go for a dive? Doesn't seem like it.
This chain creep is going to be a bit of an issue for...
The Ghost Creep is the best level 1 creep by far, I think. Even better than the Harpy Stormcrafter, if you're playing with something like a Slark or a Monkey King. Just because it enables you to go for these chases, it means that Rubik is going to take a lot of damage just from the creep wave. So annoying to have to go into that Frost attack. 25% movement speed reduction.
Are they going to go for Ponlo, actually? So S4 still got some stuns. He's going to have to wait for the Dark Pact to expire. And they're actually going to be able to get the kill. S4 had enough even without Ponlo's Fade Bolt. So First Blood's going to be picked up top lane. Beautifully done from Alliance. And the lane that we were expecting a lot of the action to be is already off to that start. Ponlo's going to be able to get the healing Lotus as well. So resource booster.
I was expecting them to go for that kill once Lil Pleb was level 3. You know, he was about 1 creep away from it, and that means that you weren't able to actually get that pressure there onto him. You weren't able to steal some of those attributes and really start right-clicking for much greater. D-ward off, they're going to be able to take this Satyr Mindstealer up on the top side, so we're going to try and spam that mana burn in onto, I'm assuming, Ponlo, whenever they can. Ponlo wisely enough is staying away, though. His courier died with a couple of mangoes on it, so it's going to hinder his ability to be able to pick up some of those, to be a little bit more aggressive in lane.
Yeah, and because of kind of his low resources, we see he wasn't able to rotate to mid. So Alex was able to take one of the water runes, Mobe got the other to refill the bottle, but Chuen had to go all the way back to base.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Still very close towards, what do we got?
I mean, Charlie just kept his courier standing on top of him, and Mixer was able to get a free courier kill there. So, little things right now going their way after giving up that first blood. There is that, actually 2 points adaptive strike here by Charlie, not wanting to waveform in onto the front lines at all. I think he's realizing that he's not necessarily going to be the one playing aggressively in the early game, as Hanskin might be the one to go down bot.
Damn, I'm good.
Yeah, he needs to be playing very greedily, I feel. And it really doesn't feel like Alliance are going to be making too many moves, right? Like, S4 is doing a great job farming in this top lane. He's picked up an early-ish Vanguard, but Zeus wants to stay mid. He wants to keep farming, keep pushing out those waves, punish Mobe if he ever made rotations, but it's not exactly like a Viper's going to be doing that. Chuen actually might be in a position to get a kill assist here with Hanskin. Just getting the bottle refill for now to be able to out-sustain.
Yeah, he needs it, dude. He's having a really hard time mid. Mobe's doing a great job with his posturing in the lane, just playing up aggressive in the face of Zeus, and because of this Arc Lightning, it felt like the creep wave has never been on his high ground, and you've also got the vision advantage as well, and now that 6 before Chuen. So, yeah, you're going to need to starting to bring some support to protect this Zeus, and we're going to see that to try and secure the power rune.
Illusion Rune top. You'd love to get that against a Viper.
Well, but you might lose a couple of members if Mobe wants to continue to chase. It's not going to be the case, though.
I mean, now maybe... I mean, the supports aren't really the greatest at assisting with a lot of these dives, right? You've got a Jakiro, a Rubik, and a Zeus. Who's the one that actually makes that initial jump in onto a hero like the Viper? Even just with that 1 point in the corrosive skin, providing the 10% magic resist too. So a much more slow-paced game to be able to start things off. And again, though, both teams are really lacking that hero that wants to go in first. This Primal Beast is playing as a position 4, so he's not going to be the one to do it. Mixer getting pressured back a little bit here, but with the raindrops, won't be able to stop the death coming through from the Zeus. Oh, you'll see where Mobe is as well, so I wonder if this is the time where Chuen and Ponlo are actually wanting to go for a kill in onto this Viper. Might have been a little bit too early, though, on Ponlo.
Mobe did use all his spells on the Rubik, though, so maybe Chuen won't really be able to run through those, so never mind. But
just a little early there on Ponlo, I think. That's almost certainly a kill onto the Viper. He wouldn't have been able to TP away with a 1 point in the Lightning Bolt. Chuen would have been the one wanting to put himself on the front lines because he had that Illusion Rune, so a little bit disconnected there.
we see though what happens as soon as S4 picks up this Vanguard. Like, you're more than happy now to leave the Centaur alone. You know the Chen's going to do nothing versus you, and you can probably just turn and be a nuisance to the Slark if he tries to steal your stats as well. So ever since then, Ponlo's just been avoiding top, trying to help secure the lane. He's going to drop a rune as well. Maybe protect him for some rotations and help secure the power rune.
Wonder if he's going to do what Ancient Tribe did to them last time and mosey on through between the towers, pick up that that Wisdom rune that spawned 50 seconds ago.
S4. Alright, maybe he's been off a bit more than he can chew with Mobe here, but the use of the Stampede's going to help him get some dis away. Got to be cautious. Slowed down Mobe. Wrap it around. Looks like he just wants to secure the rune, though. And Nemo over to the die triangle. Not Ponlo.
That's right.
After his start that we saw prior. Nice little kill. Is going to help him get close to the arcane rune, so nicely done.
Really don't hate the Veil pickup that Hanskin's going for. They're so heavy on the spell damage right now. Of course, not just from the Rubik, Zeus, and Jakiro itself, but remember, it's spell damage, not magic damage, so even some of those other abilities from the other heroes are going to be impactful.
They're collapsing on mid. Yeah. Ponlo's, they're not going to know, though, off the back of the smoke.
They got the Frost Armor creep, though, to be able to back him up, so If they did ever get any right clicks in, they're just going to be slowed down a little.
Maybe inside the river. Oh, they've got the Mortimer Kisses as well from Mixer. They're not getting a lot of value out of it. Chuen's going to try and TP. He might die,
Dies
though.
in base.
Oh, no. And Hanskin dies in base as well. Both these heroes falling even after the TP, so more economic damage done. And you've got LeBron here with his army, so they're going to be forced to try and pop a glyph to stop the damage from taking a decent chunk.
I mean, they've got Mech coming out on the career as well. He went a little different build. He didn't go into the Bassi ring to enable him to stay in the jungle. He was able to do it just off the back of the Satyr Mindstealer, providing him that mana regeneration. He doesn't have that creep anymore, but it's gotten him to this point where you've got a pre-10-minute mechanism. Wild Wing Ripper, such a great creep as well, to be able to tank up a lot of these tower hits. Gives bonus armor to not just itself, but everyone else around, and they've got their Frost Mage as well to be able to assist with this one. They're committing quite a few resources to be able to defend it, and they might actually be able to do so. Okay, still protecting the tower for now, but really still in a position to be able to protect these power runes, our Ancient Tribe, if they so desire.
We're going to get lucky again. So last game it was Chuen. This time it is Mobe. Arcane Rune for him. What about the build-up's going to be out of the Viper? I guess with the Boots of Travel, we'll probably see the Scepter. I did see one of his other games, we got like that Dragonlance and more beefy frontline Viper, who probably going to force out another use of the Stampede to reset from S4. Any more bottom lane though as well. Alex, he's also in some trouble. Chuen's not going to mess around. Happy with dropping the ultimate just to try and secure another kill.
I wonder if it is going to be the Aghanim Scepter game this time around. Just because, again, I feel like that is best when it's against a lot of these zoo-type drafts that aren't going to be buying a BKB, that are going to have a lot of that damage reduced. But it really doesn't feel like Ancient Tribe, Alliance are going to go into that sort of style, right? Like, do you really care about being disarmed on a Centaur or a Zeus or a Rubik or a Jakiro? Not really. So I want to see if he looks to adjust it. Although, against a lot of this magic damage, Corrosive Skin does give a lot of value if you're going to talent into it as well. So maybe they're just going to go for pure damage based off of that.
Hanskin's going to run straight into the smoke. They would want a much more valuable kill. It looks like they're going to avoid a great pathing from Ancient Tribe simultaneously.
They see Chuen.
Almost going to go down. They're still going to try and make the attempt back to mid lane. Under the remnants of the tier 1 tower, Chuen has just got no backup. Hanskin's going to try and TP out. He might die inside the base like we saw prior. But this time there just wasn't enough damage, nor enough stacks. But Ancient Tribe off to a great start. I'm just honestly quite surprised the fact that the net worth lead's actually favoring Alliance. Looks like both their side lanes are very comfortable with the position they're in.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they got that early kill onto S4, right, or rather the assist First Blood, just him getting into the Vanguard means that there's really nothing too much that he's scared about on this top side. Slark suffering a bit, and S4 is going to be going straight into that Blink Dagger. So, seems like they're not wanting to make the same mistake as last game with taking it too long if they feel like it's going to swing things out of their favor if they just delay the game too much. Although, this is one of those games where you really don't hate going into the ultra late, right? You've got a Morphling into the Slark, you really want him to get into his Aghanim Scepter as quickly as possible to be able to counter out that Slark, both through the Agi reduction as well as getting the double pounce. And it's a late game Zeus. It just does so much if you're able to get into that Kaya Sanj, and I mean, even just the Refresher Orb as well.
Yeah.
Got the Kaya finished up already. If even considers going like an E-Blade instead of one of those items that I mentioned previously, would prevent the Viper from getting a lot of those poison attacks in onto him. Even Slark, Jakiro doing a lot of their damage early on.
Speaking of the Slark, S4 with the blink reveal. Oh, Charlie, beautifully done with the bait. Hanskin is in great position to be able to capitalize, and now S4 is going to be able to TP out as well. So you now Mobe, they know he's stuck here. Let's see if they're going to be able to try and bring enough members, though, to bring down the Viper. It's not an easy kill.
He's pretty fast. He's got the Boots of Travel. He's got the Raindrops as well, so I don't think he should be in too much trouble. Mid lane is really where I'm looking at, and Alex, he's just looking to soak up some of that experience. Again, the Wisdom Rune still remains on the right-hand side of the map. These players, they've only had a few hours to be able to play this patch, so they're going to forget little things here and there. Of course, there's so much on the line for both of them, right? Win, and your chances of going up to Division 1 increase exponentially. Lose, and you're pretty much out of it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
S4's looking to try and play bottom here with the blink. They haven't got a glimpse of him just yet. Telekinesis back into the hoof stomp. Perfect fall from Hanskin as well. They might be able to get him out there with a Hurricane. Mixer gets some further distance, and with some great use of the micro and the spells they've got to work with, it looks like he's going to be okay. So again, a lot of rotations expended to Alliance. They're going to have to smoke to get across the map now.
Where are they going to smoke to, though? I mean, mid lane's kind of revealing in that it's pushing in super deep. Charlie's at least going to be able to pick that one up. It almost feels like LeBron is target number one that they need to be focusing down. He's providing them so much with all these camps that he's able to farm while making rotations, while saving his team. Even just taking the Ogre Frost Mage to provide a lot of protection against that early aggression that Alliance are looking to try and bring to them. Don't know if they're going to be able to defend this one, though. They've got the Mortimer's Kisses, I suppose, to be able to provide a bit of protection. He's just walking underneath that.
S4, he's going to start. Jesus Christ, look at the damage before the mechanism. And now off the back of the Stampede, they're going to be able to retreat out of danger. Pleb, an aggressive jump in, but he's got the Diffuser Blade freshly completed, so he feels strong enough to show up and get some involvement out of the fight if it does break out further. But in the end, it's just going to be a 1-for-1. Both position 4s will go down. Some ultimates expended between both sides.
You'd have to feel happier on Ancient Tribe, though, right? You maintain your jungle, you take the early usages of that that Blink Dagger and make them a whole lot less effective. I mean, S4 was comfortably at the top of the net worth previously as he was farming up to this. He wanted to stay in lane if possible, but just with the amount of influence that Mobe was having on this mid lane, felt a couple of times that he needed to make that rotation and hasn't been able to secure a kill off the back of it. So looks like he's going to go back into farming until he reaches up into that pipe, so that they're really not as concerned about the Viper, Snapfire, Primal Beast trio. Thing is, though, Mixer's finished up his own pipe in the meantime, so he's going to be able to provide a lot of protection if Alliance do try to make another aggressive attempt, and he's even cutting the wave a little bit, trying to get the tower pushed in.
Run into S4, great position with the Ice Path, though. Should enable the TP out. Chuen still considering about fighting along with Ponlo. Stolen Pulverized, but Chuen wants nothing to do with that.
Maybe Hanskin might be able to keep this bottom lane pushed away. Again, it's the 15-minute creep wave, so bottom lane is going to start smashing into that tower. Looks like they will be able to protect it for now. And of course, LeBron placed down that Observer Ward to the south side as Hanskin just looks to path on by it. They're going to try and catch someone out. Again, they see that Hanskin is playing down here. They can probably afford to make an aggressive play if they really wanted to. There's not a huge amount of duration left on that ward, but they'll see Alex going for the kill.
And Dire going to see They got to be quick with the kill. They know that Radiant is starting to connect bottom with those two wards placed by the Radiant outpost. And a lot of people, honestly, both sides are working with all the information they need. Zeus and Slark not yet been able to get too many D wards across the map.
But
just running past it, yeah.
In the Slark, though. I'm sure he had one previously. Where'd it go? Not sure.
We're going to see smoke, though, from Alliance. So a sweep across the map, maybe trying to connect with Charlie as well. They will see Pleb TP top. That's the ideal target. They've definitely got enough damage to blow him up with Charlie here. Let's see if they're going to be able to catch him on top of the creep wave. Ponlo, they might be forced to start. He's going to run straight into the trap. Look at that. Great positioning. Even Stampede as well, just in case. They know how big of a kill it is to take Lil Pleb out of the equation. Just continue to slow down his game. Once again, it's back-to-back games where the carry of Ancient Tribe is really struggling in their net worth.
And this isn't one of those games where it's going to be like the eventual comeback of the hero, right? Morphling into Slark late game is Morphling favored, and right now Charlie's got more than a 3k net worth lead, despite it only being 18 minutes in. Really feels like their next spike on Ancient Tribe is going to be coming around this Aghanims on Mobe. He needs to look to try and get active around the rest of his team once he's picked that one up. They've got the Aura build already.
Nice blink. Man, those reactions. He's still got it. So they've been able to stabilize this game. Ancient Tribe, even with this first nighttime, haven't really been able to get too much value out of it for the Slark. I mean, they're running across the map trying to get the killers, but it's really only Alex that's able to start. And they're going deep under a tier 1 tower. Cookie's going to be able to bring down the support, but still, they don't get a more value kill out of it. I mean, look what Alliance are getting out of the map. S4 shoving bottom. He's going to put pressure on the tower. Mid's going to go down as well with Chuen here, so they need to get something. Well, they're going to try Roche.
Okay, it's something. I guess you've got the drums to be able to enable this a little bit, but it was a little bit like a desperation attempt, right? The thing is, though, like, this feels like a big timing for Alliance to be able to make stuff happen. They've taken mid, they've taken bot. They might be down the Aegis, but Ponlo as well. He stole a Nether Toxin. And when you're going up against this Viper that's got all of that inbuilt magic resistance off the back of the corrosive skin, if you could just break that and remove it, suddenly your very magic damage-oriented draft feels so much stronger.
Whoa, 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 look at this. The rift down to bottom. S4 is not ready for it.
Backstab.
Let's see if he's going to be quick once again with the blink, but he goes straight towards him. Great use to Hurricane LeBron. Oh, my lord. This man needs micro. Instant use of the Stampede. Come back into the stun. That was really well done.
Some next level play right there, right? Like, just looking to set up exactly where they know he's going to blink away back towards the safety of potentially even TPing up towards the rest of his team, but that wasn't the case. They set up for him perfectly.
Back top they go now, pleb. Going to pop the Shadow Dance. That all helps secure the kill into Ponlo and cover him as well, just in case Charlie was considering not going in to protect. So they're really making great use out of the Dark Rifts at the stage of the game. It is daytime now, though, so a lot of the value out of the Slark's roaming potential does start to get a bit more limited.
He's actually bought the gem already. So Pleb's holding onto a gem 20 minutes in, really wanting to take away a lot of that gank threat. He wants to be uninterrupted on his pathway towards this this Aghanims on the Slark, it feels.
Bottom lane. They're setting up with S4 again. I think he got a glimpse of them, though. I was going to look to play this one a little bit more cautiously.
DD on the Viper. Has he got Ags coming out to him? Yes, he does. So maybe he was able to hit that one in a pretty decent timing. Of course, he's talented into the corrosive skin damage. I'm assuming that he's going to be looking to do the same sort of thing with the magic resistance at level 15 for all the reasons that I've mentioned previously. You might be able to get some kills happening just off the back of this.
Gonna be time for the Tormentors, though, right?
Yeah, pretty decent time. Unfortunately, you can't disarm the Tormentor, but yeah.
I'm sure Chen would...
The ability, it's passive. Can you break it?
I don't know. I don't know how it would work. I guess we'll find out. I mean, Dai have some pretty nice ones, right? I mean, the Chen shard, even the Diner, to be honest, just a rock throw. Like, who's going to say no to an extra stun? Yeah, yeah. Well, what do you got on Radiant? I mean, Telekinesis is going to be nice to get out of the Viper damage, the Nether Toxin potentially to reset, because it really feels like Radiant, you're just playing off the back of resetting. Like Dai, they're very limited in stuns. Once they've committed in the fight, you are in the fight and you're not getting back out. So you probably got that. I don't know how strong. Liquid Frost got nerfed, right, for the GQ?
No stun anymore.
Oh, top lane. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Need to use the Stampede to be able to get away from this. So, I mean, do you feel enabled now? You've got the level 15 after this creep wave dies on Mobe. You don't have to worry about the Stampede, and you've got Boots of Travel Arcane Runes. So can Mobe look to connect together with the rest of his team, with those bots, to be able to find a kill, maybe push in that top side a little bit further, and go into the areas that Charlie is farming up a little bit more effectively? Because, again, you're on the clock. He's got the point booster picked up, I believe, on Charlie. And he's working in towards the Aghanims.
S4 making it go on Slug, but Pleb's got some backup, and with the artillery raining down, that's going to enable Pleb to stick on top of him and get some perma damage out of it. So a couple of kills across the map, they're bleeding.
It really doesn't seem like there was a reason for S4 to go in there, right? You know you're going up against a gem because you've had 2 Observer Wards removed from that area. You just used the Stampede, so your potential to get away is completely removed. And you went in solo, so there wasn't ever any kill threat. So it feels like a little bit of an odd move for me. Maybe from a support, just to provide a bit of information, but certainly not S4, who needs to continue scaling into this halberd.
I guess the one real big silver lining for Alliance, right, is just Charlie's net worth. Like, he's still so goddamn rich. Flawless so far this game, has been completely untouched. And you mentioned that he's going to feel very comfortable into this Slark matchup in the later stages.
He's level 15 already, probably will be level 18 by the time that he gets into that Aghanims, or damn close to it. So That's really going to be the big thing that they're looking for here. Even just thinking, like, is there anyone else they would like to morph into? Having the Viper wouldn't be the worst, just for that break, if necessary. I'm really looking to see Mobe get a little bit more active than he has been so far. It feels like you're not making full use out of the nosedive. I mean, maybe they're just waiting for... Well, Aegis is expiring in actually 5 seconds, so you're not going to make an aggressive move with Little Pleb. Feels like it was a farming Aegis for the purposes of just finishing up that Aghanim Scepter as quickly as possible. He's just one component away. Actually, he could have finished it now if he just disassembles the Echo Saber. Maybe they want to go for a Tormentor? Seems like that might be the case.
Yeah, they saw Chuen go over to their own side of the map and look to pick it up. So they're like, oh yeah, we forgot about this. There's a Tormentor.
What's going on? Can Pleb do it solo? I mean, he's kind of been in two minds about it all. They also get the reveal with the Undergod's Wrath. Looks like they'll still be able to do it, but not without taking a good amount of damage themselves. Gives it over the Chen, so pretty lucky there. It's probably the one that you would want to pick up. Primal Beast, not quite as strong at this stage. You'll have some of those ancient creeps to be able to play around with, and instantly looks to dominate it. So again, this is the time, ball up and go, right? You don't have the Aegis to play around with, but you've got Aghanim Scepter on the Slark. Morphling, well, he's got his, so that kind of sucks. But, you know, you're still going to feel pretty strong fighting into this. You can roam across the map as a team, look to get rid of a lot of the vision that they've placed up. Slark's even going to come back towards the top lane, knowing that he can reconnect with his team at any time. Maybe just looking to get rid of some vision.
Oh, they want to get rid of Chuen, so they see him underneath this Observer Ward. So Alex is in a great position to be able to start him, and Pleb is even on point with the pounce as well. Had no higher ground vision, but it's not going to matter. Pleb went for it, and he was able to catch the Zeus. So sweeping across the map again, getting great use out of the rifts, and even a couple of tips as well.
Question is, do you just come back bot now? I mean, LeBron, he's level 12, so he's stacking up the Ancient Camp for himself. He's going to look to assume take a Ancient Thunderhide as well for him and the boys.
The Lions want to fight. S4's going to run into Alex. They're a little bit separate on Ancient Tribe, so they won't be there to potentially take the team fight. Pulverize gets stolen as well.
Okay.
We'll see what they're able to do with that coming up shortly for the eventual fight. They also see Slark under the ward, but Pleb... Well, Ponlo actually wants to go in. They're going to have to fall with the damage over time. Look at the burst potential. Ponlo. Well done again. I mean, this man, we saw what he was able to do in game one. His KDA doesn't represent kind of the performance we saw in that previous one, but it doesn't matter. You know, once you're able to start getting the items, 4-star Faithlands, he can start to make some really huge plays this game to potentially get Alliance back in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking as well, you've just finished up a Scythe of Vice for Mixer here on his Snapfire. So you know that it's going to reach this point where Morphling feels strong enough to be able to go in first. You know, he's got a lot of farm. I think they've resigned themselves to that. It's just a matter of how are we going to be able to respond to this. He's gotten a couple of extra little Shredder attacks, really wanting to bank on the fact that he can potentially look to scale into those later stages of the game if he needs to. But you've got aura creeps to be playing around. They've even got the War Drums aura coming through from the Rumble Hide, so I'm not sure if that was just LeBron accidentally hitting the wrong creep, but it is them smoking underneath a ward, so they're going to back off as a team on Alliance. Onlo looks to break it, and he will TP out. Okay, I thought he might have a blink.
Roshan's back up though, so probably... I mean, Dire have got a great position around top with multiple wards set up, but along with this Watcher as well. So Alliance, if they're looking to contest this, they're going to have to smoke up top.
Getting some tier 3 items as well, though, on Ancient Tribe. Into the Blink Dagger, excuse me, on Mobe as well. His damage is really going to ramp. Still sitting second on net worth, prioritizing a lot more of that farm, even getting a Titan Sliver for himself. So his magic resistance is getting a little bit out of control.
It's not going to be easy to kill. It's going to come down to Mr. Charlie with the Morphling, who would love to have the BKB before this fight breaks out. Looks like they're trying to give him some extra camps to be able to get towards that last component of the recipe. They aren't really set up just yet. I thought they were going to go top straight away still with this nighttime advantage and the vision they have, but Both sides currently content. Whoa, okay, I didn't know this. Chen creeps can go through the portal. That's so... Oh my lord.
They're special too.
It's gonna get killed by Roche though. Okay.
Oh.
They still haven't taken their Tormentor.
On Alliance?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good this game. Anytime that you can just give Ponlo more ways to be able to style on him, on his Rubik, you'll take that. Love the way that Mobe uses the Manta style as well with that Aghanims. I mean, it's just such an easy way to be able to clear out these creep waves from relatively safe distance, and with that, they're going to take away the Watcher, and then look to potentially go straight into Roche. I mean, again, just using the Viper Illusions to be able to push this one out a little bit. They've lost the gem, so Pleb is just looking to play around these Sentry Wards instead, and they'll see if it's warded up in the lane. It really feels like it's all around that next Roche fight, doesn't it? Ooh, they smoked.
Really break it.
They smoked with the creep wave on top of Pleb. So once again, Alliance just back up as a team, looking to potentially even drop the Thunder God's Wrath, and
they're ready.
Smoke of their own. Who can they find the jump of? That's pretty ballsy movement coming through from Alliance there. Could have potentially run into them in the river, but maybe they're going to go the full wraparound with the shield rune being picked up. I'm not sure if they would have spotted out.
Roche down bottom now, so you're on the wrong side of the map.
Their TP
and it looks
down,
like
though.
Radiant, they're ready for it. They're looking to try and get there, maybe get themselves set up beforehand. How soon? Smoke's gonna pop, and they might... Yeah, it's gonna pop onto the cliff ward. They're gonna re-smoke on Alliance. Dire committing. They might run into Mobe first. Do they take the bait? They're not going to. S4 with the jump. They're going to try and target down Alex, but the Primal Beast able to activate the BKB. Charlie himself is also looking to utilize it early on, but no one goes down. S4's completely out of mana. Double ultimates expended as well, so this is a really rough fight for Alliance now.
It is. Double ultimates expended, and I really like the way that Pleb paid that fight. As soon as he saw the Morphling starting to close in onto him, he made sure to pop the Shadow Dance and move away. He does not want to let himself get morphed into, at least until he's got that Linken's available for himself. He's actually going for the BKB first. Again, this is a game where it's fairly solid. You're against so many of these spellcaster types, but it really feels like Linken's is going to be the real item that ties everything together.
Sorry, Ponlo gave me a heart attack. Thought he was going to go through the portal. Roche is not falling fast. They're going to have the Morphling Illusions to be able to scout this out, but again, the ultimates are really vital for Alliance's team fight. A lot of nuke potential and reposition out of the Stampede, so they're going to have to be perfect, and they're going to be cautious. They group up. Mortimer kisses Alex with a crush in. They're on to S4. The Ice Path's going to be able to cover the retreat and a choke point. Great use of the ability from Handskin, but they're going to be cautious, though. Lil Pleb is trying to find the angle, but still with his daytime, we see how difficult it is for Slark to find that correct route to move in. Another smoke from Alliance.
Charlie's morphed into the Slark, though.
And Ponlo with an aggressive jump straight onto Alex. And the BKB's on cooldown. They want to try and kill him before he can activate it. Comes back up. Another turnaround there. The pulverized before the attribute shift. Down goes Charlie. And now Ancient Tribe can reap the rewards. They'll look for the cleanup. Ponlo's gone as well as Lil Pleb was able to assassinate the Rubik. Just in nick of timing. They went for the Dino. They thought they could blow him up, but the BKB was there and ready. And Ancient Tribe lose no one.
Just feels like there's a lot of fights that are clumping around in these very small areas, right? Zeus wants fights that are a little bit more split. Same sort of thing with the Rubik. He's not going to get great value out of that. But then you think you're going up against the Primal Beast going for the charges. The Slark that's able to just stick in on top of a lot of people. The Scatterblast, the Mortimer's Kisses, the Five Snap Cookie, and then the Viper to be able to tie everything together so that you're not sure whether you should stay or whether you should go. You know, it really feels like Alliance need to play much more heavily off the back of these ultimates, right? They didn't have the Thunder God's Wrath that time. They didn't have the Stampede. And because of that, it felt like they got the kill in onto the Morphling before he was able to truly have that big teamfight impact. It was another great blink in by Ponlo as well, giving him that vision, getting them the initiation onto the Primal Beast, and he was able to force stuff back to safety after getting that initial lift, but it still wasn't enough.
And now you've been put in a position where it's very difficult to come back from 13,000 deficit. You got the gem back in the hands of the Slark, so you're going to lose all your vision. They're still looking to take a fight potentially, but they don't have everyone here. It's just never is 5 at the right time.
The only way Ponlo's going to get there is by taking the portal. He's still got 40 seconds left on his TP. So you almost need to just let this tier 2 tower go. Actually, they're going to make a move up towards where Ponlo might be looking to play. They take away the Watcher. But Ponlo might be giving up his life for it.
Anyway. Oh, Ponlo? They're even going to use the Stampede as well to try and help him live, so I thought he was able to get the force out to break the first pounce, but there was a second one soon to follow, so they might just look to sweep across the map. Top's going to get shoved in now, thanks to that move. Mid's in a great position, so with bottom, so Ancient Tribe, not only do they have the net worth lead, but they've got great position in the creep waves to be able to capitalize on that.
They've got some great items being built up by multiple heroes, right? Like, even Chen, he's gotten into a Vlad's on top of everything else. Really just enables this ball up and go play as they find another.
Whoa, Chuen. They get the 4 stuff off. And the jump as well, but the damage has been done. S4 is going to try and jump Pleb, but the Slark is more than okay. And Alliance, it's going to be all off the back on Charlie. Cheese going to be eaten. Charlie can still stand strong. I mean, this Morphling is all their net worth, and the only way they'll have an angle to take this game. But he's going to have to escape off the back of just getting a kill onto Mixer and using that BKB. So now these objectives are going to be even more difficult to defend.
And you still lose Chuen, you still lose your vision across the map, you still don't have many places that you can play. They're going to steal away the Wisdom Rune as well as the Courier, perhaps? Oh, that Morphling Courier might just get sniped, and it does.
Oh, they got it.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Should help.
Did they just get the
Even
Obelisk
steal
as well?
away the Obelisk, yeah. Obelisk, the Tormentor, is tormenting Alliance right now. They're not claiming it. Ends up giving a free shard over to the Slark. I mean, could you ask for much more?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's one of the advantages of having the Viper be the top net worth on your team. It was between you and
Radiant's middle
the Primal Beast, and I mean, I think giving all of that extra net worth over to the Slark just to prevent, once again, the Morphling from being able to morph into you and steal all of your stats. You have to be feeling pretty satisfied with yourself. Charlie wants to
And
make
they're
sure
just going to...
I was about to say, Charlie just wants to make sure he's not the one getting jumped on. He's going into the Lincoln Sphere for himself, and he has to TP all the way back to base because his courier died.
This is going to be Hanskin that will die as a result to this move across the map, and they may have got a glimpse of Ponlo.
is under attack.
I tried to scan to see if it was nearby. Wasn't able to connect though, but it's just... they're just playing the map better, honestly, from Ancient Tribe.
You
It's
hate
just
to
it's
see
really
a
what
Rubik
it...
go into the boots of travel, though, as well, don't you? Like, Ponlo is
Yeah.
basically trying to be what Alex was last game, in just manipulating these lanes, stalling it out long enough so that the Morphling is able to continue to scale. It's still a really good Morphling game. He just hasn't been able to replicate into that Slark and truly take over these team fights.
Radiant's bottom tower is
But
under
it's
Chen's
solely...
net worth, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're going to itemize for the Morphling, though. Like, that we already see there's a Hex, of course. I mean, you had the Hex at a very early stage on Mixer. You've got a Halberd, I believe, completed on Alex, in fact. Solar Crest as well for the Chen. And meanwhile, Ponlo's... is he actually going to be able to TP out? He will. But, I mean, you see the Solar Crest is picked up, so that's either going to mitigate some of the attack speed stolen for the Slark, or you just use it on the Morphling regardless. So, they know the only way to lose this game is off the back of the Morphling. Like, can Zeus do it, actually? Are we counting the Zeus out? Like, he's got an okay amount of net worth. If he has a free fight where he can spellcast, do we feel like Chuen can potentially turn this around as well, or is it just solely Charlie that we've got to keep our eyes on?
I think Chuen needs to focus on Snapfire in a lot of these fights. I think that Mixer's been allowed to just get away with a little bit too much, especially now that he's looking to try and scale into being that right clicker.
Oh, Alex, they got a glimpse of him with the nighttime. So Alex is on Chuen, and it's just disrupting the backline. It's going to force Alliance to look to reset the position, but Charlie, the shadow... Oh, it's a depth shroud, actually, from the Slark. It's enough to keep him alive, and they can reposition. They only get the Jakiro, though, but Mobe knows no fear, nothing that the Viper needs to be concerned about. We can keep charging on forward, very close to getting the nosedive as well, but... Another
Look at how many
tower's now
auras
gonna
they've
go
got,
down.
man. Just click on any of the heroes and just look at all of those auras that they've got
Oh,
effective.
God.
And everything basically is going to wear off pretty soon. But, I mean, Solar Crest, Vlad's, Drums, Greaves, the Chen creeps as well. Like, this is the style of gameplay that won Tundra TI, and Ancient Tribe are doing pretty well with it too. And again, they had to pop everything, and they couldn't get any kills off the back of that. They had to run away off the back of a Thunder God's Wrath, off the back of the Stampede. They replicated into the Slark once again, but they just never could find that quick pickoff. To me, it still is Mixer. He's going to be the one to provide that instant control through the Scythe of Vice. And again, he's almost level 20, so his little Shredder is going to start using attack damage as well.
It's not going to be easy to get him, though, inside some of the fights. You don't really have those heroes to jump, and you're not going to have vision. They've, of course, lost the gem for quite some time, playing to the Slark as well, so it just feels like you're hoping that Dire make a mistake on their eventual high ground push.
You want to have a neutral item check? Have a look at alliances. 3 ceremonial robes against 2 timeless relics and a spell prism. God damn. I mean, they really want that status resistance to be decreased. But again, like, how are these heroes getting in range to actually be able to have this be effective? Feels like if they're on top of you, you're kind of boned already, right?
Well, S4 don't. What about? Oh, he's alright as well. Yeah, no, I don't know how you're going to go on top of them. The ceremonial robe. We'll see. Again, it really just feels like you're waiting for Ancient Tribe just to dive too deep inside the base. Alliance are splitting up the map as best as they can. Maybe even trying to make an attempt onto Lil Pleb.
It's different though. The net worth lead is growing for Ancient Tribe, whereas last time
and they're coming down. They're coming down. Ponlo. Straight through the rift they go. Pleb was able to get a glimpse, and it's again another Stampede to no avail. The rest of the team, they'll be able to escape, but Ponlo won't off the back of that.
We're checking the Roshan as well. They don't D1? Little odd. Maybe just not wanting them to think that they've got vision up there. I'm not sure. The mind games are involved with all of that, but well, once again, LeBron just sitting inside the Roche pit, wanting to look to take this one out. But again, I feel like without the Rubik, without the Stampede, they might feel confident enough to be able to just push on forward. Eventually, he's going to get the D-Ward off there. There we go. And I mean, they're scaling reasonably well too. Alex almost up to level 20. He's really being that frontline presence that they were lacking.
No. Okay. Charlie with his T4 token chose a timeless relic.
Maybe you didn't know that you couldn't give it to a teammate.
Dude, I wish we got to see what his options were to choose timeless over everything else.
What would you have wanted in this scenario? There's not much better than a sliver, to be honest.
Oh, hang on. What's going on top? They're hunting Charlie.
Neutrals, I think.
He's just going to have to BKB TP out. Not going to have the damage this time. That should definitely free. I'm still going to TP bottom to try and get some vision set up for this potential Roche fight.
Just look to leave a Centaur Courser inside the pit as well. LeBron has not moved from this position. He knows his role as it is right now. They got any... There's no butterfly or anything like that, so I'm not sure if this accuracy creep is going to be able to do all that much. The Rumble Hide. Attack speed bonus is kind of nice, I suppose.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Can they get a jump onto Charlie? Looks like S4 and Hanskin playing in the way.
Look at Pleb's positioning.
Oh, he was a little slow on S4.
Backstab was perfect. Slark is going to be able to catch out Hanskin. The Stampede will help everyone else reposition. So they might be able to get a glimpse of Ponlo, but he still had the blink up to work with as well. So, I mean, they're getting one kill. That's it. Alliance, every time are looking to try and Delta split away, but this game is continuing to get further and further out of their grasp. Charlie might even be in some trouble as well. BKB still cooldown for 10 seconds. So there's going to be no BKB TP out. He's going to be forced to use the waveform and try and connect to the rest of the team. Charlie,
that's a decent start.
He's actually considering about going back in. Pleb's taking a lot of damage, but the Depth Shroud will keep him alive for the moment.
5 seconds for the
Shadow BKBs are soon to expire, and Radiant, they've got enough time to react to play with Charlie. So finally, something's going to go back their way. They'll be able to get the kill into Dino. He's down for 70 seconds as well, so it's going to be a 4v5, and I wonder if they make the attempt for Roche now.
I think Ancient Tribes still feel confident enough to be able to go into Roche themselves. I mean, Mixer, he doesn't have a TP right now, so no real way to be able to get down towards this bottom side of the map is the downside for him. I guess they've still got the outpost controlled inside of the Radiant jungle. But it's going to be 30 seconds away, so no Boots of Travel, Blink Dagger, but well, maybe they're just looking to set themselves up in a line to be able to prevent Alliance from going for any kind of aggressive play. There we go. Roshan. Can they do it in 45 seconds? Probably. With the Solar Crest. Should enable them to do it, but right back off. If they're in two minds, Roshan's going to go to his holiday home up top. This is what I'm talking about, right? Like, 4 people walked past this Watcher, and only LeBron, who probably has the least to consider at that point, thought to activate it right in front of the Roche that they're looking to take, right? There's just so many things to use on the map right now, and, well, thankfully, they're going to be able to take this one right before that 45-minute mark, so Aghanim's Blessing available on the ground. Gobble Up available.
Top lane, are they setting up for maybe them to TP into the Rift? Let's bring the trap. They'll also see Pleb. He is the one with Aegis, though, so this is not going to be easy. He's S4. Yeah. Unfortunately, they weren't able to start the fight on their own. So they're going to be forced to try and reposition it. Maybe gives them an idea on Ancient Tribe that something could be occurring top.
I'm still just trying to consider, like, what is the formula that needs to happen for them to, like, win a successful team fight? Because it feels like they're popping everything and breaking even.
They're going to get a glimpse of him shortly. Well, S4 stuck in the river. Oh, no, that's not a position S4 wants to be in. And the formation's completely broken now. Mobe can tank up all the damage. He's got plenty of protection with the corrosive skin.
They're all over the place.
And now it's given enough time for Dire to be able to move on over as well. They've come over from the Rift and the Outpost. S4, the fact that he's the only person that goes down is quite surprising. Very nice split away from Alliance. It was a crazy start, but there's no way for them to be able to take it if they're not the ones being able to get the jump and surprising Slark.
I mean, LeBron was just farming Ancients on the other side of the map at the time. They didn't even have all of those auras to be able to play around with. They're actually going to spot out Charlie here, but he's level 25.
Pleb's going to go for him, though. Once into the Ice Pass, should be able to give Charlie enough time to reset. S4 still down for another 30 seconds, so it's going to be 4v5 for the defense. Even going to drop Mortimer Kisses as well.
I think they just want to keep him backed up. Make sure that these creeps are able to go to work. Let these auras truly take effect.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Robate. He's got the Aghanim shard himself, so he might be the sieger.
Do have another Toxin stolen, though, from Ponlo, so let's see what they're able to do with this. It could be a surprising amount of burst, getting rid of some of the passives. So it's going to start actually force stuff further into middle, so Charlie in a bit of trouble, but they're turning. Mobe able to get out of range of that Nether Toxin, so he's going to be okay in Ancient Tribe. Off the back of the 36,000 net worth lead, they still do not feel strong enough to be able to crack the high ground, so further on we go.
I think they might just want to get up into that level 25 on the Slark specifically. What's Slark going for? Is that the Bloodthorn maybe that he's nearly got completed?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, so just 200 or so gold away. He's level 25 as well. Just really looking to secure it. Still got 2 minutes left on that Aegis. So can look to farm up one more wave to be able to back off.
Oh, they're going to make the attempt.
Kill in the meantime.
Can they?
All right.
Whoa, alrighty.
I'm a little bit deep there. Don't know if you
Are they going to be able to set up heals for the Ice Path? The chain control needs to be perfect, and well, the Cookie's going to disrupt that attempt. Regardless, though, I mean, Aegis had 2 minutes left, so that's something. You get the second life out of the hands of the Slark, who, off the back of that, was, yes, able to further the lead, but only was able to find the tier 3 tower. And Charlie is continuing to grow. 25, like you said. Scotty not completed. Well, if he's got enough gold for it, if he wants to buy out, but
Pleb buys out though. He's got that Bloodthorn coming out to him now. So he's even going to have a little bit more of that magic resistance, so he's not worried about the Zeus. It's even a higher priority for him now to be able to try and get in onto Chuen.
Seeing the bronze net worth is just so stupid. How is he 3k behind a Zeus? What is going on?
Change to the persuasion, my brother. Remember, every time that you dominate a creep, you get the gold that you would have gotten from killing it.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They're now trying to get this Tormentor, and they should be able to do so with Charlie here. Oh, there we go. That is the first Tormentor of the game taken for Alliance, 49 minutes in, so Ponlo's going to be able to get his Aghanim Shard. You've still got Morphling without it. Everyone.
Oh,
sorry,
a lot
S4's
of
got
gold
one.
on Ponlo as well. Like, he's looking to go for an Octarine potentially. I guess. I mean, it doesn't really feel like an Aghanim Scepter game, for sure. What would you even steal to make that worthwhile? Nothing really combos together. So, yeah, I guess Octarine is the next best thing. Maybe an E-Blade is something that he could look to consider.
Do you think this is still a 20% game for Alliance?
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Dude, it has not... I don't know how it's that.
I really value the Morphling into the Slark, like, highly. I know some people say it's 50-50 because of what Slark can do, yada yada yada, but there is not any better heroes for Morphling to play against than this. Maybe Lifestealer, but...
Radiant's bottom barracks
20%? No. 5? Maybe.
Very nice retreat. S4 and Ponlo almost got caught out. Very creative ward placement, actually, from Ancient Tribe to see some of the pathing out to bottom. So Ponlo's continuing to be a nuisance to the side lanes and getting more farm as well from the neutrals. So this should give him that Octarine pretty shortly. But yeah, I'm just... Oh.
Okay.
Where are we looking? Aggressive Stampede. They're on to mix up. Ponlo with the wraparound as well. He's going to try and drop the Nether Toxin down. Charlie is wanting to try and deal with the support to take LeBron out of the equation, but it's a BKB expended for just the Chen, and meanwhile your rest of your members are just getting ripped apart. Lord Pleb has been completely uncontested inside the team fight. The Slark has nothing to fear.
Try and pick off Hanskin as well if they can. He just bought back. Got the leaps available once again on the Slark.
Charlie.
Just using the Halberd. Without that BKB available, Halberd really increases in value. So does the nosedive. Really doesn't feel like you can contest into this. You've got to give up one lane, I feel.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
They're going to use this glyph, which, I mean, that's the last one. They won't be able to use it to try and push out some of these other lanes with the towers now off the back of this.
Radiant's bottom
Charlie, no BKB inside the fight. Chuen's going to give him the Wind Waker, but he wasn't able to reposition. Silver the Force Staff gets enough distance away, and Ancient Tribe want nothing to do with a dive deep under the tier 4 tower. The disciplined play from them. They know how... Charlie? Okay. Okay, he's chilling there, man. I'm a little bit scared there for a second.
They would have been able to hex him after they popped the Lincolns. So they've got 1.5 lanes left remaining. What's the win prop now? 9%. Okay. That leads a little bit more towards what we're feeling is the reality of the situation. A 9% chance that they're going to be able to push this one to a game 3. Remember, Alliance's hopes of being able to go up to Division 1 essentially rest on this game. If they don't win this, that'll be 3 losses. There won't be any danger of dropping down, but it does mean that it's going to be another season in Division 2, which is such a prestigious org. Not what you want to see.
Not at all. That just showcases
how hard it is.
How hard it is, and
middle barracks are under attack.
how goddamn difficult Western Europe is. It is. I mean, you're about to have double Daedalus on Mixer, so I don't know, man. This is like
he's got double damage on Pleb. Yeah, he's
like
hunting Charlie. S4.
He's gonna get a glimpse of him. Jump him. Lincoln's going to get activated straight away, so it's going to be able to set up for the Hex. Going to get the attribute shift out, or is the control enough? Charlie, he's going to be okay for the moment. Looks to turn, but the Depth Shroud's going to be able to cover them. So Charlie can't stand strong. An all-out retreat is called from Alliance. The signal's there.
It's one dieback.
I wave the flag, but it's just the Jakiro that goes down. S4 is going to be forced to buy back as well in the end.
Are they going to have a quick Roche check? I mean, it's gotten late enough that the Viper, top of the net worth, by the way, he's bought himself a Moonshard to be able to
Why not?
consume as well. So he's even got more right-click damage coming through. Of course, Boots of Travel too. He's just going in on top of the Slark every single time that they find a pick-off. And, well, Lil Pleb, he knows that he's not going to get much bigger than he is right now. He's just roaming around trying to catch someone out. And it's going to be Rupee.
Jesus Christ.
Well, not even needing Lil Pleb to be able to get that. I mean, you admire what Ponlo is doing, right? Because he needs to keep this wave shoved out. He needs to try and delay for the Jakiro to be up, and at least he's got buyback, but they're just everywhere right now on Ancient Tribe.
And they maybe going to go for one last fight outside the base, but it's 3 members, and if they get inside the base, what are you going to do to them?
Not much.
And just get the formation set up, put Maybe up there, let the Viper go to work. 3,700 health, all the effective health you got to go through as well.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Just letting the poison attacks do the work.
S4 breaks the pounce retreat. Their Shroud's got cover him for the moment.
They can just back off. They got another buyback out of them. They know that the Jakiro still doesn't have his buyback, so just again, look to set yourself up, maybe place a few wards down, set up towards Roshan. It's going to be coming up there in 30 seconds, so they can just look to start moving up, take away that that Watcher, and then really close this one out.
This must
Alliance
be...
know this is a last-ditch effort. Looking to try and get out onto the map. They're pinging down towards the bottom side, so I guess they could shove the wave out, and then if they need to, they can TP up towards the top, but look at where Little Pleb is. He's just wanting to monitor that twin gate up towards the top side, see if it starts to twirl around. It means that they're starting to TP in, and they'll be able to react, but he actually dips down right at the 55-second mark, so is Roshan going to stop
Mixer's going to go.
Ooh.
They're going to see channeling. Mixer. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Mixer. Great blink. Now Little Pleb's going to be in.
They're pincing.
Alliance, can they really set up shit here on this side of the map? They're going to try and make the attempt. One last fight. One last hurrah. Charlie's doing a lot of damage onto Mobe, but the Viper's going to look to buy back instantly. But it really feels like it's Charlie against the world. The main damage source, the carry with all their net worth, but he is full strength wolf. Tries to TP out, an ambitious attempt at best. He'll get some distance away with the waveform. And even able to cover himself with a Silver's Edge as well, so somehow
Only
Charlie will still live.
And you get a buyback out of the Viper, so it might be the slimmest of win conditions, but you've got it now. Downside, of course, is Roshan right there that they might just look to give over to the Viper just for a safety net.
Whoa, 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 no. Oh, hang on. Oh, they got the move.
It's Charlie. Alex, my guy. How is he doing it to him?
Oh, God. This must be... Dude,
Radiant's middle tower is under
I
attack.
feel really... what an unfortunate game to be in right now. Like, what do you do? It just must be so hard to play the map.
It's all
S4's
about
going to try.
They got to kill him
But
right
Pleb
now.
is already here. They maybe thought the Pleb Slark was hitting Roche, but that's not the case. He's right next to Mobe. And they're going to be able to dive deep inside the base. Alex still going to be a little bit cautious off the back of them all fling buyback, so they should be able to get the kill on the Dino, even though the Hand of God was used there at the last second. It's just not enough to keep them alive.
So their main sieger is still going to be this Viper, and he did buy back previously, and he doesn't have the Aegis, and you were still able to get a kill. So, ideal scenario. Find a way to be able to get it onto the map, get the 60-minute items, get 5 Fallen Skies coming through, initiate onto the Viper, burst him down without the buyback, and then maybe, just maybe, you're able to push down and get your first tier 2 tower.
Sounds like 0% copium right there.
2% chance, low
I
fat
don't know
milk.
how.
You a skim, full cream, low fat?
S4.
What kind of fan are you?
I'm a almond boy.
Ah, of course. I figured you were more of a soy.
Yeah, I know, but... Alright, I like... Sorry, I've got to... This is last, like...
Last
If
chance.
there's any 1%, the Rapier could be that. Oh, he got... Okay, I guess he needs slots. So still need to give him a little bit more gold.
Let him cook.
Give me one Rapier fight. That's it. It's been a slow game. Ancient Tribe have played the map incredibly well. It's felt like they've played on this patch for quite some time with how they've been moving across the map. So give us one last Rapier fight.
Right, they got rid of the ward, so Mixer won't be able to be this source. But he's got double Daedalus and a Scythe of Vice on the Snapfire, man, with an enchanted quiver. at level 25.
That boy
Where is he
crazy.
supposed to get this gold from? He's effectively fighting 5-slotted right now on Charlie just because he can't even get his courier out to the secret shop. It's fully covered.
Oh, they're just going to BKB in Siege. All right, why not?
Makes a lot of sense.
Let's gonna even jump in as well. It's decent amount of damage onto the Slark to start, but it's not gonna matter. I mean, you're trading things back and forth, and Ancient Tribe will reset. Their cooldowns aren't nearly as long, and Radiant, you need every single item and ability
Where's the
to
repair
possibly
kit?
find a way
That
back
Rax
in.
needs it.
Where's the repair kit? I forgot about that item. Even Alex is in, man. They just want Megas and they'll get out and they'll be able to find it. Alliance unable to defend their last set of barracks, and now as a result, 59 minutes in, we'll be going up against the Mega Creeps. Now at least Charlie's got enough gold for Rapier.
Okay. Still needs to be able to get out onto the map and get it, though. Silver Edge, of course, but no boots to be able to play around with, and Alex
Charlie?
might actually find him.
He's already used
Yeah.
waveforms. Can be back up
Oh,
shortly.
he's hexed.
Oh, they got the Hex. Is the chain control going to be there, though? Pleb's going to look to jump on him. It's Operation Protect Charlie, but it's a long duration pulverize.
That's it.
And with that last little engagement, Alliance and their hopes of going up into Division 1 will be crushed. Ancient Tribe, they'd lost 2 series in a row, but they're going to be able to start to build some momentum back up into their last series, a series that still could potentially determine their placement to be promoted as well. And it's only deserving they get to celebrate inside the base and
Mixer
give
wants the
Mixer the rampage, man. It's been a great showing out of the Snapfire as well, and he'll get it. A rampage out of the offlaner here from Ancient Tribe. Somehow we go...